All right, so this is expanding. That is now an expanded district with an empty building slot. Oh. So this unlocked a new slot mechanic. Interesting. And that's where we build the building. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Okay, goods. Do we have goods somewhere? Oh, we probably have to manufacture goods, don't we? It's like an anno system. Yeah, we'll worry about that in a little bit. Are these going down? They're going down. We should, like, make some food, bros. F5? Why does my quick saving not work? Yeah. Is it, hey, if there's any 11-bit folks here, is there any reason my quick save and quick load aren't working? Am I derping it up, or is it like not turned off or on in this version? I'm one of the first people playing the 1.0 version, so it may just not be turned on. But I'm assuming now that I know it's not working in this chapter, I'm assuming that you can quick save and quick load in the tutorial, and that it probably just isn't working. Is my F5 key broken? I use it all the time. It's not broken. If there's one key I'm sure is not broken, it's my F5 key. Yeah. Trust me, I would know the second that broke. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you. Puppet on a String is one of the Discord mods. Thank you. Thank you.
Click a housing district, then click to expand it. After that, you can build the Research Institute.
Appreciate that from earlier. A small crowd gathers outside of the new Research Institute, arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The stalwart and New Londoners want us to lean on machine-powered mining, but the Frostlanders would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord under the captain's rule. You have chosen you have to choose who to entrust with developing their ideas. Show me our options. This is the idea tree. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers on the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations with that community. So from the looks of it, this is like, there's going to be a lot of replayability to this game. Like, just being able, the first you get to choose order and faith, which I'm sure makes a big, that's like a big fork, like order or faith. And then we also have to choose different ideas from different people, and that's going to dictate the gameplay. That's pretty cool, man. So let's see how different the ideas are. So we can do dust coal mines that have very high output, have a material demand, a workforce requirement, and disease is slightly increased. Then we have blasting coal mine, which has more output, less workforce requirements, increases squalor, and requires more materials. And then we have... Oh wait, are these the same thing? So these guys want blasting coal. These guys want dust coal. We can also see the percent of the city that these people are. Interesting. So there's going to be times that you may take an idea you don't want to do just to placate a faction. Wow. One small note on this, by the way, just as a small thing to the devs, I would definitely not have it be one window with 3 selections. I would put all 3 windows right next to each other, and that way you can see and compare all of these directly instead of having to remember and go between them. So it'd be kind of cool if there was like one there for all 3 options. Now, granted, maybe you'll have like 5 options later and that won't work, but it would be nice to be able to like compare all these directly instead of having to like remember as you go between them. I don't have a good memory, so, you know, it helps people like me. Okay, so I think Man, this is tough. I mean, workforce is really important, but the material demand, I mean, 2/3 less materials, but also less coal output. We're gonna go with this one. We're gonna go with the community right now. We'll do the community goal. Yeah, the construction cost was also a little different too. So, okay. Are we researching it? Where is my research bar? Oh, there it is. Cool. Okay, so it is slowly going up. We're gonna wait for that to be done. While we're doing that, maybe we should try to get some other stuff going here. So we could like, you know what? No, I'm gonna wait for the tutorial. I'm gonna play it safe. We're just gonna follow the tutorial so I don't like make a bunch of stuff and then.
An automaton has broken down and is blocking traffic. Technicians are on their way.
I love it. Mr. Evil, that's true. We're not going for real-world realism in this game, though. Yeah.
The most realistic decision would be to figure out the worst option and then do that.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have the blasting coal mine. We're going to put that here. Boom. Various... Nope, we already know this. Wait, why is it showing this again? Communities and factions have certain relations with you as the leader of the city. The better they are, the more supportive the faction is towards your rule. Conversely, you can expect that negative relations will result in opposing your decisions. Some of your relations with community impacts the overall trust in the city. You won't be able to please everyone, but ensure that you have more supporters than enemies. Otherwise, overall trust may drop to such a low level that you will be deposed, ending the game. Oh, wow. It's a social simulator as much as it is a city builder. Oh my lord. Wow. That is a whole layer. Sounds a lot like Ixion. A little bit. Yeah. Red VTech says, I bought Nightingale after watching you play it, and wow, I'm loving the game. Dude, the last patch was huge for Nightingale. Like that, I'm really looking forward to that game hitting 1.0 so we can dive in. Like do a big run of that game. With the new mine, the impending doom of depleting coal is postponed. Yet differences between communities remain. The weakening captain wanted to establish a council to settle them. He didn't live to see it through. It falls to you, Stuart. The people of New London want to say in how it's run. The first decision, whether you should continue to lead the city. We need a council. Build the council hall. Damn, that crescendo, though. Okay. Wow. Just never build the council? I know, right? Can we just not build the council and just, like, listen to this? Little Red Dragon, thank you for that 65 months, dude. I really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Oh, is that a VIP? Oh, I VIP. Be a shame if something happened to that little diamond next to your name, huh? Real shame. I'll tell you what. Okay. This game is missing some voice acting? Yes, I agree. It would have been incredible if this stuff was voice acted. Like, oh my, if they had like an Amelia Tyler or someone doing the narrating. But I mean, at least the writing's really, really good. So that's a plus. Anticipation fills the air as the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand for years, but those times died with him. Now the communities of the city want their say. The stalwarts maintained order on behalf of the captain and adhere to what they claim was his vision for New London: progress, merit, and reason. The New Londoners and Frostlanders clash over our survival strategy, though neither has a firm stance on economic or social issues. Then there's those who view the stalwarts with contempt for their role in the New London's history, but they keep to the shadows. For now. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. Hey, and there's a Viplosion. Awesome. Welcome, new Vips. Dude. When you return to the council in the future, you will be able to propose new laws to vote upon. But for now, a special vote needs to happen. The communities of New London have to accept you as their leader. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. I can click on every single one of these. Built a cat automaton for her grandparents who missed their pre-frost pet. Constantly pairs navy and black. What? Parents taught him to predict storms from cloud patterns, has never held a passionate belief, terrified of being considered dead weight. I wonder if this stuff's important. Hid while her friend was stabbed to death by a gang. Hasn't been surprised by anything for the last 3 decades. Would do anything to destroy his father's legacy. Picked up smoking to take more breaks at work. I know someone who did that. Somebody at my old IT job. What he would do is he would buy a pack of cigarettes, but he didn't smoke himself because he had asthma. So anytime anyone around him went to get a smoke, he'd go, "I'll go with you." And he'd bring them cigarettes, and then he'd walk out with them and be like, "Hey, want to smoke?" And then he'd light it for him and just hang out with them outside. And he did that every single time someone around him wanted to smoke. It was awesome. Nobody said anything. And mostly because one of his bosses smoked, and he always gave him free cigarettes. But yeah, it was really funny. Yeah. Okay. But that was fun. Okay, so we can negotiate or we can vote. Now it's right here. If I vote, the people are divided. So I'm guessing if I click this now, there is an actual chance my game will end. Now, interestingly enough, I have no idea if this is actually RNG. Like, is there actually going to be a chance that I fail, or is it going to be like, is there a hard yes or no and we just don't see it? I do, of course, want to click this right now. But at the same time, I kind of want to explore this too. Like, what is negotiating? Oh, wow. You can promise to vote for future things, and that will gain their support. Oh, that's wild. Okay. I will vote for machine-centric shifts. Vote.
Hear ye, hear ye. The eyes have it.
Cool. Cool.
Are they clapping?
I've noticed you have a love of powerful orchestral music. Have you played any instruments?
I used to play saxophone back in the day. That was a thing. But no, when I made music for a while. So when I made music, when I was producing EDM, I had to teach myself scales because I had never done like music in the past, and I had to like teach myself, you know, what's an arpeggio, how does that work, what are scales, not what are scales, but what notes are in which scales and all that stuff. So when I learned all that, it gave me an appreciation of classical that I didn't really have before. So it's been more interesting since then for sure. Stuart, you shall remain then. Good. There are challenges ahead. Expanding coal extraction is a great success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. Otherwise, the city will have no future at all.
Erin, New London has its first steward.
You need to reach beyond your city to not only survive, but to thrive. Logistics districts give access to the Frostland. Keep in mind that they can only be constructed in place of old way station at the edges of a city or colony. By exploring and exploiting the world outside the capital city, you can provide your people with nearly everything they need. Oh, they're already complaining about my stuff. You shut up. How do I execute people for their thinkings and sayings? How do I do that? I don't like what they said. How do I kill them? How does that, this is Frostpunk, right? I should be able to do this. I mean, we all gotta eat, right? Turns out we're made of food. Okay, no, so don't do that. So find a permanent source of fuel outside of the city. But first we need to find the old way station. Where is the old, is that the old way station? Ah, it is, look at that. All right, so we gotta build out to this. Okay.
Hydration time!
Cool. Thank you, Greg. I will just drink a little bit out of Kiryu's skull here. Woo! Kiryu, your brains are delicious. All right, let's do this. Emma Garnett, thank you for your 92 months of support, dude. 92 months. How do you still put up with me? I can barely put up with myself after.
Remember to keep your heat lamp maintained. It might just save your life.
Now wait a second. Do I need... Where do I do the... Oh God. Asbestos lining? Oh yeah, there's no downside to that. I'm sure that's just fine. Let's go ahead and line all of our houses with asbestos. No downside there. I'm sure that won't bite us in the ass later. Oh God, they all want it. Oh. Really? I can't pick anything else. I have to line my houses with asbestos? There has to be something else here. Are you serious right now? I really can't pick anything else? Okay, here's the deal. And devs, I'm serious about this. There is no way I am doing this without having every single one of them sign some kind of agreement that they know what they're getting into. Because like, I mean, this is like, I can't like have, I can't in good conscience do that. This is an ethical thing. like, really? Your villagers have decided that a small amount of exposed uranium in their house would make them feel better. Research uranium balls to put in your people's houses. Like, okay. I have to say, like, that felt weird. That felt weird. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, I know that's gonna bite me in the ass. Like every single house putting that, like, what? Oh, Lord. Okay. I will say I'm surprised there wasn't an option there for something that like honestly, I would rather not have housing insulation than asbestos. I would like that's strange that they force you to do that. Huh. Okay. Here we go. Oh wow, it's got to be big. Oh, I'm sorry. Some people do not know what asbestos is. Something that we humans used for a long time, and then we later found out that if it degrades or if things happen to asbestos and it becomes exposed and starts getting in the air and stuff, it basically causes cancer, like bad cancer. And the problem is that it's fine. Asbestos is fine if it's like contained and never exposed. But the problem is that never happens. So the world dictates that there are times when it will become exposed and open. Like if a building gets destroyed, or if they're doing like work in an office building, stuff like that. And when it gets into the air at that point, it becomes extremely hazardous. So they basically, there were kind of like with lead, there was like a giant like get asbestos out of our buildings push a while back, and I think it's still used, but very differently these days. It's still, asbestos is still used, but it's just not like it used to be, basically. Yeah, and the TLDR is 90% of the time asbestos equal bad. Yeah. Oh no, asbestos is still used, just not in its previous format. So like asbestos is still used in some clothing. It's used, I think someone in chat actually mentioned it was used in like firemen's clothing and stuff, and you know, there's specific uses for it, but they do not use it for housing insulation. That is for sure. It is not used how we just told this game to use it. So that's important to mention. That is very important to mention. Yeah. That is no longer how it's used. What are we doing right now? Right now, we're basically about to open up a big new mechanic of the game when we complete this. And this is like one of the big things about Frostpunk 2 over 1 is the fact that they kind of take the more micro building of the first one and they give it this much larger kind of macro perspective. And this building right here we're building is one of the first big things about that. So now what we can do, for instance, is we can open this fun little map. Ooh. Look at this. Now, I don't know if we're going to be building like new cities here and stuff, but keep in mind, not only is this map here, but then if you go to the city map, this is also pretty big. So like, this is our map here.
In search for fuel will be launching shortly.
And then there's also now this big giant other map as well. So pretty cool, man. Like, yeah. Let's do Frozen Bay. Over 30 years ago, the Imperial Exploration Company landed here to build the region's generators. A few hastily dismantled piers still stick out of the ice, a faded reminder of their short-lived purpose. These wind-swept foothills used to be thoroughly explored, but whiteouts have erased the paths and safe houses we constructed. The area did have an old coal mine, though. Okay. Foothill Expedition under Bell Kent is approaching the area. Oh. Stuart, the stockpiles of food the captain has gathered have run out. After so many years, our resources in the pits are growing barren. Current output will satisfy some of the demand, but problems will mount over time. We must reach new deposits, otherwise the city and us will suffer. Expand or build new districts to get more food. Okay. So looking at our stuff here, we have a few exposed areas. Let's go over here real quick and get this going. We've got a food district. Right there, that'll be good. I wonder if there's any advantage to like connecting them to the roads. I don't think so. I think the roads just auto build. Yeah, what's that? Is that a drone? You know what's going on in that drone's head right now, chat? Oh, he's gone. Oh, I was gonna be like, you know what that drone is hearing? This. That's okay though. Next time. All right, what are we doing here? Oh. Wait, what's this? Overpopulation and dwindling fuel reserves forced many residents of New London to take refuge in these temporary shelters built around a small hot spring. The inhabitants wait for conditions to improve enough for them to return home. I don't know enough about this to know what this means. We have Frostland teams. Oh, is this like workforce, but for this area? Okay, so if I do this, is that going to permanently remove my Frostland team or just for this? Okay, cool. Great. Pretty cool, by the way. To get to this map, all you have to do is mouse wheel in and mouse wheel out. That's super handy. That is super handy. Yep, and we just got 10,000 new people. Awesome, dude. All right, these guys are doing their thing. Our food is getting made. Excellent. Oh, no kidding.
Asbestos will be fully outlawed worldwide starting December 1st, 2024. The US was last place to still allow, and EPA passed legislation this year to remove access.
Well, there you go. The more you know. The more you know. Oh, good. We got asbestos lining. Yay. Wait, Nedian, are you talking about Frostpunk 1? Or are you talking about this one? Really?
Do not be alarmed.
Okay, well, here's the deal. We are wrapping this up right now because I played this for 2 hours. But this game is awesome. Yeah, this is a very, very cool game. We will definitely be doing a playthrough of this when it comes out. And this is awesome. Yeah, this is a lot of interesting new stuff that is pretty cool. Also, some stuff to mention real quick before we go. First of all, not a sponsored stream today, but I do want to thank 11-Bit for providing us an early key. This is actually one of the first streams of the 1.0 available, if not the first. So a big thanks to them for doing that. That was very, very cool of them. On top of that, if you do want to check this game out, keep in mind there is an early access edition going on with a better edition if you want to do that. But more importantly, Frostpunk 2 will be on Game Pass when this game releases. I didn't know that, but that's awesome. So if you are wanting to wait just a little bit, then yeah, this game is going to be on Game Pass. So freaking huge W to the devs. That's fantastic. When will it be on Game Pass? September 20th, I think, is when. I think that's the official release. But I think I believe they're doing one of the like buy an edition and play earlier thing. If you are wanting to pay a little bit extra to play a little bit earlier. So that's up to you. Just keep a look at the different stuff on the Steam page and go from there. I don't have a link for you or anything. Again, this wasn't sponsored or anything, but if you do want to check it out, you know where to do that. Cool.